Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Of a truth, what the Fulani herdsman can do, well, an Igbo herdsman can do better. Better still, a Yoruba herdsman can do better. What that simply means is that no one particular tribe has monopoly of any trade or power or even a monopoly of food supply. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Well, Odumaki and the Afenifere secretary has spoken concerning the issue of food supply and also the fact that a wonderful woman, a lady in particular, have decided to take a trade that most people have designed and designated it for the Fulanis. All right, let's. Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization Afenifere has said in theory that the rest of Nigeria will suffer if the northern part of the country decides to stop the transportation of agricultural produce to those areas is nonsense talk. Speaking with Yinka Odomakin, the organization's national publicity secretary said Nigeria is a blessed country and every part of the country has capacity for food sufficiency. He, however, admitted that the food scarcity in some parts of the country, especially the southwest, is due to attacks by Fulani herdsmen. They thought that another part of the country will suffer if the north decides to withdraw their food is nonsense. Yes, the federal government has done so many agricultural projects in the north. When you go and look at the records of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, when they are doing Anchors Borrowers Program, most of the money is spent in the north. But there is no section of Nigeria that cannot feed itself. The food scarcity in some parts of the country may be due to certain factors. In Southwest, for instance, if you see what the herdsmen have been doing to the farmers, you will be alarmed. In the past, even our women go to farms unaided to plant agricultural products. Which man today will allow his wife to go to the farm alone, not to throw her to Fulani herdsmen for mayhem? So there are problems in this country, but there is no part of the country that does not have the capacity for food sufficiency, he said. One or two Nigerians have decided to reply him. I'll take that quickly. Then we'll find out what it is that an Igbo woman is doing that is breaking the internet, causing everyone to wonder, is this true? Could this be true? Well, let's find out. This one here says, I don't worry about what I will eat any day because I work hard to make my money. It's crazy how we think in this country. I mean, people in Ghana, in Senegal, in Mali, in Equatorial Guinea, they eat every day. They are not fed by Fulani herdsmen. If Fulani herdsmen would sell cows and onions and peppers and tomatoes to me, open the borders. I want to buy from Ghanaians or Malians or Argentines or Australians. I can't be a trader, a teacher, a doctor, and then be a farmer too. Okay, that also makes sense. This one here is saying, the government has a general embargo on food imports. That means we have to buy Nigerian products. If the foodstuff can be produced in Nigeria, on the surface, it looks like a good policy trigger to help local farmers. But it's actually the reason Nigerians are underfed. The reason is simple. Since we can't buy from other countries directly, we must buy from those northern producers who dominate this sector. This is so because the government has made billions of solid agricultural investment in the north in terms of dams, irrigations, sub-loans for farmers, subsidized tractors and drainages and so on. With the massive land and their cooperative society, northern farmers have a strong edge against southern farmers. One is not really bothered by this. They are fellow Quanterimen, right? But where it gets irritating is when you have food shortages, the government under a northern leadership will refuse to open the borders for targeted import. The excuse is that they want to protect local farmers. Meanwhile, Fulani herdsmen from Mauritania, Chad, Central African Republic, Mali, name them, are busy walking into Nigeria to sell cows at exaggerated prices. Is Niger Republic a state in Nigeria? These guys are making huge profits, which disappear with them across the border. Obviously, a huge source of capital flight since they are mainly not Nigerians and they have to change to dollars because most of them are from Francophone countries, especially essentially, with the open borders in the north, we are subsidizing the economies of other countries as we buy food at exorbitant rates under feeding Nigerian citizens. Wow, this is really so sad. But let's look at another sector or another region that is doing us proud. I guess Nigerians will begin to look in that sector. Now, this young lady, have you actually seen an Igbo headsman, or rather an Igbo headswoman? This is Ekene Obanyi, a graduate of University of Nigeria Nsukka. She takes her heads of cows to the forest for grazing and also sell and transport them. Talk about an Igbo woman with energy. Well, Ekene Obanyi derives pleasure from her occupation as a herdswoman. She passionately tends to her cows with a huge smile on her face. The combination of an Igbo and a herdswoman is very rare these days. Ekene Obanyi must be proud of herself, honestly. Now, let's go further. The rearing of cows requires hours of patient attention under the hot sun and in the rain. This can be physically demanding and strenuous. Most females and even some men would not want to venture into such a back-breaking and physical demanding occupation. But Ekene Obanyi has decided to make a living out of herding cows. In a society where the job of rearing of cows is strictly reserved for the male folks, Ekene Obanyi is clearly setting the pace for another woman to follow. She's an example motivation for young females who are seeking to succeed in non-white collar jobs. Very interesting, I must say. But Nne Obanyi, do us this little favor. The security of this country is very wonderful right now, so that you don't go through any social menace rearing your cattle in the bush, since you are the only woman in that sector for the now in where you're resided. One would have expected that you should collaborate with the government of your state and do some ranching, rather than moving your cow from one place to the other. Okay, do some collab. Some men can come in so that you don't endanger yourself. Have you now seen that what a man can do, a woman can also do better, and what Fulani headsman can do, Igbo headswoman can also do better. So it's just a case of, though quite a tedious one if you ask me, moving them from one place to them. She's quite healthy, if you must say. I guess she's probably a graduate of veterinary medicine. Who knows? I'm just guessing anyway. But she's a graduate. But I feel also it's a pointer to the fact that the South can do this. You've heard what Udumakin, the secretary to Afenifere, said. So look, most of the Anchor Borrowers program, most of incentives you get from agriculture mostly go to the North. Now, if you say you want to close the borders and you're opening some fraction of the borders in the north and you're closing the southern borders, you're technically saying that there should be no food so that we can actually, patronize the north. I've got no problem with that, especially there's food supply. But when there's shortages of food, then please let there be enough security so that southern farmers can also go to the farm and harvest what they have planted, or allow them to even plant. Because the truth is, already Nigeria is already in a neck-breaking recession. We are borrowing, we're not exporting, there's no food, we're trying to import more food, it's Yuletide, there are no jobs, there's poverty, insecurity, all the indices of underdevelopment is staring us in the face. And it's increasing. It's also help boosting inflation, and it's going to get worse if there are no immediate, stoppage of this tide that is actually happening. You can imagine the issue of people demanding for increment in their salaries, and the government itself is servicing the loans from whatever it is they're getting the monies from. Imagine now, for 2021 budget, they may likely need to borrow to finance 2021 budget, of which most of them are recurrent expenditure. So how do you intend to move? We are already in a recession. Inflation is everywhere. Honestly, I think the government should start wearing their thinking cap, because this ship they are steering needs an experienced sailor, or else we may be crashing down if something is not done speedily. Don't forget, we still have youths. And some of them, by the time they wait, and there's no jobs, you can imagine what is going on in Edo State, where kidnapping now is a thriving business. I guess things need to be done very quickly. Secure the people, secure their property, and then let's see how We have the best hands you can think of, but yet our youth are idle simply because there's nothing to be done. Our basic amenities are not there. There's no constant light. There's no good road. There's no constant water supply. Insecurities everywhere. Terrible indices, I tell you. Terrible indices. Propaganda will not cover this one. That's why we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take on what is going on? And the fact that an Igbo woman have decided to become an Igbo headswoman. Not the Fulani headsman.